we're done dating poor women, and society is starting to take notice. Now, a lot of men have started to realize their worth and their value. We're no longer selling for building ourselves up just to find a woman who just wants us to provide for her and doesn't think about what is she going to help us fulfill within not just our own lives, but the lives of the two of you together. You know, it's a unison kind of thing. Two become one. Even in the Bible, it says two become one. So the reason men now we're done dating and we're done thinking about the traditional form of marriage with women because it's no longer two become one. It's one providing for two. And that's where the disconnect has happened. And so we have so many men who've built the life for themselves. They've become accomplished. We went to the top schools. We've worked at top careers. And now we're in a dating market where women, they want you either to provide for them this celebrity, social media, pro athlete lifestyle, which isn't realistic in most individuals' lifetime. And they don't even care about just the idea of building a legacy together, principles. Generational wealth isn't just built from being someone that's in the spotlight. There's also ways to do it in a modest and conservative manner, but no one thinks about that anymore. It's just me, me, me. And as men, we're done with that. So to any man who is done with struggling in this dating market and you're tired of attracting women who are just draining you and depleting you of not only your resources, but time and energy, I want you to click the link in my bio or DM me TFBA.
Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Akakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to the brothers that's teaching the truth and sincerity. Shalom to the hopeful elect, 1/3 sincere listeners. All right, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahushai being the name of his Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This gospel is truth, the kingdom of heaven. All right, salvation is for you Israelites and Israelites only, who are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the ones scattered abroad that may look like the other nations, but your spirit resonates with this truth, the kingdom of heaven. Salvation is for you. All right, and pretty much this video was based off of those two clips that you just saw, going into men not what are they saying, men not wanting, I guess, or not, the pandemic or epidemic of men being single and childless in their 30s. And you see a lot of Jake pretty much eating that up too. A lot of Jake pretty much, the ones, are not to say the proponents of that, not to say the proponents of that stat, but the ones that are like making it be known, I guess, so to speak, whether it be the Jake man or the Jake woman. All right, the Israelite man, Israelite woman, so-called black man, black woman, right? They're the ones that are kind of the proponents of that message or that ideology, right? And there's definitely some truth to that, but it just all goes back to the division. The Lord had put an enmity between the man and the woman. All right, the Israelite man and the Israelite woman, and he allowed Satan, Esau, Edom, the serpent, the so-called white man, to get in our woman's ear, and through feminism, pushing forth monogamy, and all of these things, and pretty much the Lord didn't want us to be comfortable in this captivity, brothers. And not to say you can't have more than one woman, right? But best believe it's gonna be up and down you know, cat and mouse, you know, Tom and Jerry, duck and dodge predicament. You know what I mean? You know, because no woman is ever fully okay with that, especially if we're in the position that we are in, just mortal men, right? Now, maybe you have some M's on you, you're a millionaire, you can probably kind of get away with it a little bit more, or you're doing well for yourself, you could probably get away with it a bit more. However, the Lord didn't want it for us to be easy. In the previous captivities, I'm sure men had multiple wives on paper. And not even on paper. Fuck that. The hell am I talking about? I've been in Babylon too long. Salakia. Men had multiple wives. All right, according to what marriage is. And marriage is sex. And that's what a lot of you people don't understand. Okay, sex is marriage, not marriage according to Esau. Not going that whole ceremony and I'm sure there was ceremonies in the ancient world to let people know, oh yeah, this is so and so's husband and that's their wife, so to speak. So everybody knows, oh okay, that woman is married. Okay, that's that man's wife. Okay, I won't go and commit adultery, or you see what I'm saying? That's what the ceremonies were for, not for like everybody celebrated, but it wasn't for like what you people think it was, man. Okay? Oh, it's my day, this, that, and the third, all this crap. And I'm not saying it wasn't your day that day, but it meant so much more back then, man. It was the legacy that was gonna come with marriage, with that woman, right? The children that you guys were gonna have, the union, the one mind, the one, one body, man. The family unit that you guys were gonna be, man. That's what was celebrated, because women were trained to be wives from their mothers who were wives, and men were trained to be husbands from their fathers who were husbands. So pretty much everybody was being groomed into being these things. And now through the serpent coming in and pretty much telling women they can pick and choose when to be a woman, what to expect as a woman, but you can also do this, you can be like the man as well, right? You can be equal to the man but still accept stuff from the man, right? We were talking, the brothers, the elder Howard, he had said, we're in a time of taking the resources from these women, because these women are in positions and have opportunity to have resources right now. So really, we're in the position to take from these women, and not to say, not in no wicked way, but if she got and I don't got, and that's my woman, she has to help me out. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. If she got and I don't got, but you're my woman, you gotta help me. You don't, he don't got, broke ass nigga this, he ain't doing nothing, blah, blah. Nah, bitch. I help where I can. All right, it's not about that. Oh, you broke, this, that. Nah. You my woman, you're supposed to help me now. You're supposed to help me get back on my feet. Or you're supposed to help me until everything is all good, whatever. The thing is, you women want to build success, and then you want a man that's more successful than you. How the fuck does that work? You see what I'm saying? It's to where a man that could be good for you, you don't want that man. And then the whole dynamic with you women right now, man, you're not special, man, because everybody has access to you. Everybody has access to you. That don't make you special, man. Everybody, that turns men off, actually. And when every man has access to you, they can DM you, they can reach out to you, or whatever. That'll make you wifey, right? It turns men off in the fact that, you're not a wife. That don't mean man won't fuck you. That don't mean man won't have sex with you, right? A lot of you women, you're seeing that these men are quote unquote single. A lot of these men that are quote unquote single do have girlfriends, quote unquote, to this world standard, right? They're not married on paper, right? To this world standard. So that's the stat that is going by. But these men have girls, girlfriends, so to speak. Men have girlfriends. It's just that you guys are going based off the stat of actually marrying the government with these hoes, with these women, man. And that's what's on the decline. You know? And good. Fuck it. It is what it is. You know? Let me get this. This is Genesis 3. Might as well read it. Just so happens that, yeah, in the spirit, gotta read it. Anyways. Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord Yahweh had made. And he said unto the woman, Yeah, hath Yahweh said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the trees of the garden, but the fruit. All right, and so let's rewind. What woman do you know that would be talking to snakes? All right, and this is not a snake, man. All right, it's actually a man. Okay, came in with a serpentile. He came in that serpent-like spirit, man. You know what I mean? So this in the Hebrews, Nachash for serpent. It's a serpent, snake, serpent, image of serpent. Okay. Image of serpent. All right. So not necessarily a snake. And the woman said unto the serpent, right? Because, snakes don't talk, they hiss, right? They're having a conversation here. So what snake do you know that talks? All right. And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. All right. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yahweh has said, Ye shall not eat, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Right. And that fruit was going into the ideologies of this world, right? The wine, the different wines, the feminism, the monogamy that you women indulge in so much, man. All right, all of that. That's what the devil pretty much coerced you into thinking that was okay with. That's okay. You know what I mean? To where now you have it to where you're at odds with your man, you're at odds with your children. All right, you women, you're bugged out, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, just because, like I said, just because you men are single doesn't mean men are not popping. You women, right? Because you women are quote unquote single. You women, but you might not be childless. You women have children with multiple baby daddies or whatever, multiple men, and then you're still being popped by different men, right? But you women bought into that ideology of, oh, I'm single and this and that, and if he doesn't put a ring on me, then it's not serious. If there's no ring, then I'm still gonna do my thing. All these dumbass topics or whatever, things that you women like to cleave onto, man. And it's really all for your own destruction, man. Because if you don't have a man, who's there to protect you? You see what I'm saying? Who's really there to protect you? You know, a lot of you women, you have multiple men, and you know, you might be dating multiple men, right? And you know, let's just say you as that man, you're there, whatever. You're there on a date with that woman. You're with that. You're spending the day with that woman. Okay. You know, that's your woman for the day. That's your woman for the night. That's it. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you're out and about. You're grabbing food. You're grabbing a bite to eat. That's your woman for the day. So you're gonna take care of her, as in like, protect her, so to speak. But that's not your woman for real. You get what I'm trying to say? That's just your woman for the day, the night. She's just with you. It's your quote unquote obligation to take care of her for the day. You know, if something happens, you're there to protect her. You know, you're the quote unquote, you're the defense mechanism. That's your, you know what I'm saying? That ain't really a bitch. So like, if something was happening to her in real time, it's not your woman. Because they're operating on a different thing, bro. They're operating on a different life. Yo, that's not your bitch. That's all I'm saying, bro. A lot of the time, it's not your bitch, bro. Your bitch is not your bitch. Unless you know that's your bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. A lot of these women, they're single. That's not your bitch. That's just your bitch for the night, the day, whatever. Simple and plain. Right? So your obligation, your duty is not to them. It's just for that one day. You guys want to go out, you want to have some fun, you want to pop or whatever. She wants to have sex with you as well. So whatever. It's mutual. It's mutual. As long as it's mutual, all right, then we go about our day. You see what I'm saying? Here it is. A lot of these women, especially you simps out there too, man. You're fucking up the game. You know what I'm saying? You're simping and worshiping women. You have no damn integrity. Just paying women, just sending money to women, just doing dumb shit. Especially you damn Edomites, man. You weirdos, sending money to bitches for nothing in return. You know what I mean? For nothing in return at all. At least, you know what I mean? At least go, pay for some shit. You know what I mean? Like, even though I was just scrolling, and that's another thing with these women, man. Like, these women just need to be quiet. Like, if they really were looking for a suitable man, whether they had a past or not, I think it would be in their best interest to just be quiet. Because there's certain shit as a man you don't want to know. Like, yeah, you assume that, yeah, she had partners in the past. That's just, in this world, it's just something you gotta accept, because no woman's coming to you as a virgin in the West. All right, you're not getting a virgin. All right, so just assume that bitch has done her shit, done her rounds. Just assume it. All right, but I feel like a lot of you women as well, you make it worse for yourself when you're proud about, like, your whoredoms and shit, like, or like I was on social media and this one bitch had reposted something on the timeline, and she basically was like, when he sends you money and he acts as if you're gonna see him for the night or some shit, and pretty much the girl had no intention of seeing the man or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, but wait, you think that's cute? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess they're flexing for their girls, but that's, men are seeing this as well. Like, I'm seeing them like, yo, you should really think that cute. Like, that's a turn off. Like, that's the type of mind, that's the mindset of these women, man. But it is what it is. We can't fall into that shit. That's just what it is. It's the world it is. But you women, you women don't make it easier for other women that are actually trying to build something and have something established. You see what I'm saying? It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for Yahweh doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Yep. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. All right, because Eve was looking good, and she's like, "Here, come try this. Come try this." Maybe it didn't even happen the first day, right? Who knows? It probably took him some time. Doesn't really say. It took him some time. She probably kept nagging him in his ear, and and he's like, "Oh, Adam, come try this. Come try this. Don't you want to see what I see?" Right? But we don't know exactly when he ate it, but it says that he did eat it as well. And the eyes of them were both open, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons. And they weren't physically naked, all right? It's just that they had knowledge of both good and evils, and they knew that they did wickedness. That means they had no covering for their sins, all right? And they heard the voice of the Lord Yahweh walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife, and notice, right? It wasn't until Adam ate it, that's when Yahweh came. So who knows how long Eve may have, eaten it before Adam did. But as soon as Adam ate it, that's when Yahweh was like, "Yo, what's up?" You know what I'm saying? And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord Yahweh amongst the trees of the garden. And the Lord Yahweh called unto Adam and said unto him, "Where art thou?" Salakia. And he said, "I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself." And he said, "Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat?" And the man said, "The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat." And the Lord Yahweh said unto the woman, "What is this that thou hast done?" And the woman said, "The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat." All right. So nobody wanted to take accountability. All right. The man's blaming the woman blaming the devil. Right. Okay. And that's especially in this realm now, you see the only person that's not blaming the woman is the man of the Lord. We're just speaking the facts. A lot of you niggas in the world now, you're getting on podcasts and you're talking shit about the woman with no solutions, man. All right? Not with no concrete foundation, no solutions, man. See, us here at Great Millstone, we actually have the solutions. We have the answers. All right? Okay, so we can get on the woman and we can say whatever we need to say because it's in spirit and in truth. All right? Only we really have the authority to be talking about women anyways. All right? A lot of you guys, you don't offer no solutions, man. And then you go on this hate-filled rampage on women. You see, we're still coming from a place of, this is the facts. It is what it is. Okay? And the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, "Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly thou shalt go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life." Confusion. All right? That dust represents confusion, whether it be amongst their nation. So that serpent would then become Cain, and then follow into Esau. All right? And even when they follow into Esau when he linked up with Jacob in the field, asking for his for food, man, and he sold his birthright. Like, he must have been in a bugged out, confused state of mind, man. All right, like what's it to me, anyways? Conflicted. You're just conflicted in the spirit, just like how you Edomites are now, man. You so-called white people, you Edomites are all conflicted in the spirit. You know, it says, "And thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed." Right. So right now, and then that's what you have right now. So between man and woman, there's a division. Okay. And between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Right? And a lot of you women, you have a problem with that concept, man. You know, even if a man makes less than, I'm talking about modern day times, if a man makes less than you, you have a problem with that, man. You know, you find it hard to respect a man that's not making as much as you or whatever. So you then want to go and cheat or find somebody else or whatever the case may be, commit adultery. You know, you start self-sabotaging your relationships, doing all type of weird shit, man. You know, and in the kingdom, the Lord's gonna get rid of this social media shit, man. I mean, we're all gonna be perfect anyways. You know, all that shit is just a snare, brothers. You know, it's just a snare. You know, to keep, yeah. The Lord needs to come back, man. What does it say? And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast he eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat it, cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. All right, and so the curse for the man was that pretty much we'd have to work for our food now, because back then, okay, in the Garden of Eden, okay, the you didn't have to till the ground to get your crops, your harvest. You see what I'm saying? It would just grow, and you just pick it. You know, you didn't have to worry about farming and tilling the land and soil and giving the land rest, whatever the case may be. You don't have to worry about that. You just exist. You see the plant grow, you pluck it off the tree, pluck it off the plant, the vine, whatever you see, whatever fruit, vegetable, right? But now you have to work for that. You see what I'm saying? It's called husbandry, right? Farming. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground. For out. All right, so that pretty much goes to show it's not just the woman's fault; it's you niggas' fault as well, man. All right, so you niggas out there, you Jake, you 2/3, saying this and that about the woman, this, that, and the third, but a lot of you men are not doing what you need to do, man, to change and better yourself as a man. Okay, like, okay, yeah, and I'm not talking about monetarily either. It's spiritual. A lot of you men, you're not doing what it takes to be better in the eyes of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. You haven't come to that knowledge yet. You haven't come to that conclusion that you have to serve the higher power. So you may be, working on yourself, working on your health, great. Working on your wealth, great. You see what I'm saying? But what's your relationship like with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai? To where you can't go and find You see what I'm saying? If you work with the Lord will work with you. Like it's not gonna happen on your time either, though. But the Lord will work with you. You see what I'm saying? If you work with the Lord will work with you, man. And a lot of you men, you got it some internal. You got to work on the inside, man. All right, you're working on the worldly man, trying to attract a worldly bitch or whatever. You know, you're trying to attract worldly things, thinking worldly shit is okay, man. You know what I mean? You know, so it goes both ways. You men are not off the hook, and you women are not off the hook. All right, because you women, you're not gonna be off the hook and say, "Oh, my husband made me sin. My husband's my head, and he's the one that made me sin." No, you're old enough to know right from wrong as well, right? That's why the Lord judged Eve as well. Okay, she was old enough to know right from wrong. You women are old enough to know right from wrong. You know what's right, but because judgment is not being pretty much put out on you women because of the society. You know, you're at rest, so it just is what it is. You're taking advantage of the perks. You see what I'm saying? But the Lord, you know, when all hell breaks loose, the Lord is gonna put it on the elect men to pretty much deny you wicked women, man. Only wicked women are gonna be denied in that time. And brothers did a video on that guy, that Jake, that had a video on that, man. A lot of you single mothers, right? That were being denied, right? You see what I'm saying? And you may say this is a tired talking point, but the Lord wants it to come out, man. It is tiring, it actually is, but the Lord wants it to come out. It's just the facts, right? For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living. Unto Adam also, unto his wife, did the Lord Yahweh make coats of skins and clothe them. And the Lord Yahweh said, Behold, the man is become as one of us, to know good and evil. And now lest he put forth his hand and take also of the tree of life. Right. So it is not something, right? Like in this world, before we came into this truth, brothers, all we knew was evil. So this is the flip side of us going through what Adam knew, man. We actually had to go through, we had to know evil. We didn't know good. We actually didn't know good. Not one of us knew good. We may have been upright through the spirit, but we didn't know good. You feel me? But we knew evil. So now we know evil and we're learning righteousness. So it's the flip of what Adam went through. See, back then Adam only knew righteousness. Adam only knew good. Right? We only knew evil before we came into this truth, and now we know righteousness. So we're learning, you know, in reverse, so to speak. So we can appreciate, all right, so we can be godlike, knowing both good and evil, right, but in righteousness, right? And take also the tree of life and eat and live forever. Therefore the Lord Yahweh sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. So he drove out the men, and he placed at the east of the Garden of Eden cherubims, and the flaming sword was turned away to keep the way of the tree of life. All right. But yeah, I don't want to, I can go on and on about this to get all the type of scriptures and, but I don't want to draw this out any longer than it needs to be. But, what else? That's it. So Lord, will you edified? And say shalom until the next one.